Today we about to rank every season of Secret Life of the American Teenager. Because who gonna stop? You get on the internet, you're gonna see everybody talking about how trash the show is, how nothing makes sense. And today we gonna get to the bottom of that, finding out just how trash or secretly great this show really is, by ranking each season from peak to dumpster juice. Y'all got it? Let's go.
I'm such a whore.
Well, you're my whore.
Now I feel like off rip, you gotta give season 1 some props for being the catalyst that got us all hooked on the show to begin with. You looking at the screen, don't know what's going on, and all of a sudden you see this little chick pull out a pregnancy test. Oh, y'all got me. I'm paying attention now. What's this? Now, first thing first, let's start off with everything I like about season 1. Now, the first thing I noticed about season 1 versus the other seasons is that they seem to be putting in way more effort with the cinematography. Now, I ain't saying they was out here shooting us like a John Wick battle scene, but every now and then you'll get a nice little cinematic edit that you would never get to see in any other season. And it be the smallest things, but it stand out. Like the little zoom in they do on Amy when she find out that Ben knows about Ricky. Like that little zoom in was such a small detail, but it showed so much of her emotions in that scene, in that one small little scene, man. Or them playing R&B in the background when they cut to Adrian's house. Once again, such a small thing, but it adds character. It adds character to the show, it adds to the character of Adrian. It gives her character a vibe that nobody else has. And talking cinematography, we could jump back to the first scene in the series, man. With the microwave counting down when Amy does the pregnancy test, adding to the build up, like, that's cold, man. Or the scene when Ben and Amy is having a picnic, and when Amy is all happy and giddy, everybody around them is happy. But as soon as Amy starts to cry, everything around them start going wrong. Like it's stuff like that that just it shows that y'all tried to do something. And I just want to know where that effort went with the rest of the series, man. But other than the edits, the story felt way more focused here. Like from the jump, you know what you was getting into. This little chick is pregnant, and for the rest of this season, we're watching how this chick and everybody else around her reacts to this. And to add on to that, everybody in this season has something of interest to do. Like nobody feels like they're just there to be there. As far as the best characters of this season go, one, of course, is Ricky. Yeah, he was a little meathead during this season, but he was still way more entertaining to watch versus anybody else. And seeing his growth in this season alone was also dope. And mentioning Ricky, I gotta bring up his mom. His mom is easily the best side character in this entire series. And Anne, of all people, surprisingly. Her divorce from George, although it gets dragged out in later seasons, is probably the most interesting it will ever be in this one. And plus, every scene she has with Amy is her dragging her out of delusion land and bringing her back to reality. And I love it, man. And with that, let's get to the bad. One thing I noticed as soon as this show turned on, man, this feels like a PSA, man. Like, and it's not all the time, but like every now and then you get like a couple of sentences that feel like, is they trying to say something? And I'm not even mad at it. My thing is, it just takes you out of the show. Like in those moments, they make it very apparent they are reading lines. And while I'm on the topic of lines, some of their conversations just feel so awkward, man. Like some of these people just really don't have any chemistry there. But I'll give this one a slight pass because it's season 1. I don't know any show that I watched with its first season and didn't feel a sense of awkwardness there. Everybody new to each other. They just getting used to, I'm just saying, the feel of it. And it does improve, so I'll give that a pass. One thing I won't give a pass though is Ben. I don't think I gotta explain this one. Just Ben. Also, something I just never understood with Anne is how everybody else found out Amy was pregnant before her. Like, that's your daughter. How did you not notice anything changing about her body, but everybody else did? Overall, man, I feel like season 1 really did a great job in laying the groundwork for the show, making us feel whatever we need to feel for the characters. You know what I'm saying? They did a good job in season 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and put season 1 in the goods here, man. They did their thing. Now the question is, can they continue this?
I can't go anywhere or do anything anyone else is doing because I have a baby.
Now for me, season 2 is the most entertaining season out of the whole series. While the other seasons might have higher stakes going on, this season just has more entertaining subplots. Let's get into the good. Now I don't know who they switched around behind the scenes, but this season just has such a chill, casual vibe to it. Like a casual teen drama vibe. The PSA vibes are behind us, man. And I know a lot of people claim Secret Life as their comfort show, and I completely understand that. Like, this show has such a nostalgic vibe to it. And I don't know what it is, even with my first time watching it, I got nostalgic feelings from it. Mainly the first 2 seasons. This show feels like something you'd watch when you're home from school, it's early in the morning, and all your favorite shows from like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel not on yet, so you were just casually watching this and vibing. And I know that's a very specific scenario, but that's what this feel like, man. Now, outside of the vibes, I said I like the subplots. And the situation with Ricky, Amy, and John is the most interesting to me. Seeing Amy and Ricky's relationship improve from season 1 was pleasant to see. Seeing how the two react to being teen parents is also very entertaining. And the storylines with John were also very entertaining. Amy not liking Adrian being around John, which I know some people don't like that subplot, but the baby mom's not liking the baby dad's girlfriend or vice versa is a very common thing. And it's interesting to see how Amy and Ricky deal with that, you know what I'm saying? Same with Ricky taking Amy to court to see John over the weekends, them debating his first birthday. Like, I like these storylines because it dives deeper into what I feel like the show's original premise was, which is to show the dynamic between teenage parents. And for some reason, after season 2, they just abandoned John's storylines as a whole. So I really do appreciate them here. But other than that, we had Adrian moving next to Amy. That was fun to watch. Ricky going out to find his birth mom, the whole Adrian and Ben thing. And overall, the whole cast still feels like a unit here. Like, we still get episodes where the whole cast come together and they just do things. And that's just something I really like about this show. Now, things I don't like, Amy's attitude was very, very hard to watch during the season, man. Like, this chick go off on anybody for anything. It don't matter how small or big the situation is, she going off, man.
You really want to leave me here for the summer when Ricky's getting his own apartment?
So you're just gonna let that slide? Okay. Granted, she only really act like this for the first half of the season, and plus she knew to being a mom, she's stressed out, is understandable, but it's annoying nonetheless. Grace, I don't even gotta explain this one, y'all know what's up. Jimmy and Grant are two of the most uninteresting characters to ever come out this show. There is no competition. These two have zero personality, like they just exist. And I would say at least their characters were short-lived. And although Jimmy's was, Grant becomes a reoccurring character. For what? I don't know. George and Ann start their fall into being the worst characters on the show. And of course, Ben. Ben was an issue this entire season, bro. He cheated on Amy not once, but twice. Twice in one season is insane, man. You was just trying to be her hero last season. What happened? Overall, man, although these things do bug me, this is by far the best season of the pack. This is going to peak. Simple as that. And let's move on to season 3.
Okay, so you're getting married this weekend and you're having a baby in a few weeks, and the plan is, oh, I'm doing drugs.
Somehow, some way, they managed to turn this show from a PSA to teen drama to straight up soap opera. Even the lighting is starting to resemble something like All My Children. All cinematic creativity is going out the window, never to be seen again. Just straight back and forth camera shots for the rest of the series, man. Now with that being said, let's get to the good. Amy and Ricky's relationship was by far the best thing to watch during this season, because unlike the rest of the relationships in this show, this one is the only one that actually feels like effort is being put in. And yeah, you could say Amy and Ben had some effort, but they always felt like puppy love to me. Like, from the jump, you knew that was something that was never going to stick. Amy and Ricky actually feel like two people growing for the better, and that's what I appreciate about it. From watching them discuss whether they could be together, from watching Amy not trust Ricky to defending him with her chest out, Ricky completely changing the way he moved for Amy's sake, it was dope to see, man. Another dope thing to see was Amy and Ben's final goodbye. I felt like it was executed perfectly. They did their thing with it. Ben walking out the door, not final scene. It was dope. This scene truly feels like it was the final chapter of Ben and Amy, and it was executed beautifully, man. I don't feel like they can possibly do anything in the future to mess this scene up. Watching Adrian's storyline on how she deals with her pregnancy was also very nice to watch. The emotional scenes with how she deals with it from the beginning to the end was executed very well. And real quick, we gotta go back to Amy, because Amy was the best she will ever be in this series. This season, she became so much more mature and level-headed, and it was just so refreshing to see, man. All right, now let's get to the bad. Grant is still here. Why is he still here? You already know, Ben is on the hit list. Dude is the biggest hypocrite in this entire show. The fact that this dude was trying to dodge any responsibility for his baby, but when Amy was pregnant with a baby that wasn't his, this dude was doing the most. Make that make sense, man. Plus, just for the road, he decided to cheat on Amy one more time. And after all that, they still want us to believe this is the nice guy. Okay, Ashley and Ricky, I ain't gotta explain that. That's nasty. But the main thing that got on my nerves this season is why in the world is Amy and Ricky still trying to be friends with Ben and Adrian? Y'all not friends, man. These two done did y'all wrong countless times. They both cheated on y'all. They both talk crazy behind your back and to your face. And they are both complete crash outs. These are not your friends. They're not your buddy. I ain't saying they gotta be enemies or nothing, but stop talking to them. I promise y'all lives would be so much better if you did. And with that, I'm gonna put season 3 in the alright tier, you know what I'm saying? I loved seeing Amy and Ricky, they was fun, but other than that, this season just didn't hit the same strides as 1 and 2. Into season 4 we go, man.
Amy Jurgens, will you marry me?
Now season 4. Dear Lord, the first half of season 4 is actually cool. It's straight. We're riding off the coattails of season 3. Adrian and Ben is depressed, they stressing. Meanwhile, Amy and Ricky is living their best life. Adrian eventually gets better and goes to her little crazy arc, which was kind of cool to see, but I was really getting tired of Adrian mess at this point, man. Like, she doing too much. Amy and Ricky was still fun to watch. They had their issues here and there, but at the end of each episode, the issue was resolved, they cool. Like I said, the first half of the season is straight. And the best episode out of the first half, I would probably say was episode 13, but at least the first half of episode 13. Ricky, Adrian, and Jack is graduating. They all saying their goodbyes, they reminiscing, we having flashbacks, all of that. Ricky valedictorian, he get on stage and propose to Amy. It was nice, man. It felt like a finale. And this honestly should have been the series finale. But then they chose to continue the episode. And this is when we get to the bad, because everything after the first half of episode 13 straight up sucked. Like, it sucked, bro. This season made it blatantly clear that they was just throwing stuff at the wall, man. For some strange reason, they decided to slow down or straight up reverse the character development of Amy and Ricky. Now these two fighting over the most smallest of things, bro. Like, at this point, I'm tired. Y'all got me stressed. This ain't fun to watch no more. So, season 4, this ain't it. This is not it. And I guess we gotta do season 5.
Get off of me.
Sorry, you're on me first.
Hey, I'ma keep it a beam, bro. This season suck. Ain't no other way to put it. The only episode I enjoyed from front to back was the Christmas episode. That episode was fun to watch. You can clearly see the actors are enjoying themselves. Everybody having a good time. It's fun. And it made me want to see more holiday episodes. Like, why don't we have more of those? Y'all could have did a holiday episode every season. I would love to see how they handle Halloween, Thanksgiving, something, or even the 4th of July. Y'all kept bringing it up. Seeing how chaotic a Jurgens 4th of July would be, I know that would have been fun to see. This whole season is them building up to their wedding day, even though neither one of them want to get married. Even though last season, she was just on Ricky's dome top trying to get a ring out of him. And in the last episode, they end up breaking up after the most repetitive 23 episodes we have ever seen. And in this episode, they try to say that they were never in love, which is playing with our intelligence. Y'all basically trying to tell us that the last 2 seasons just didn't happen. We seen it, they happened, and they also try to use the excuse of they was just doing it for their son, which is such a tired plot line in this show, man. Like, almost every couple that has a kid was only together because of the kid. Y'all couldn't think of anything differently for them? Like, at all? Like, that plot line was literally Adrian and Ben, word for word, bro. Y'all know what y'all could have done with Amy and Ricky? Let them be the odd ones out. Because every couple in this show is fickle, bro. Nobody stays together. Everybody's hopping from relationship to relationship to relationship. That gets very bland to see after a minute, man. The one thing y'all could have done that would have been brand new to this series is actually have a couple that's able to stick it out through thick and thin. A couple that's actually able to address their problems, work on their problems, and move on. And in the earlier seasons, that's what it felt like y'all was doing with these two. They had problems, they worked it out. People doubted their relationship, they both defended it with their chest out, and they even end up getting engaged. Now, I think that engagement happened a little too quickly. That should have been the series finale. But nonetheless, that's what it seemed like y'all was doing with them. Making them the first and only functional couple of the show. But healthy couples don't pay the bills, so I get it. And the thing that irritated me the most is that they hinted throughout season 5 that Amy might still have feelings for Ben, which is, why? Why can't y'all let y'all characters grow, man? What's good with y'all, man? And what make it even worse is y'all made this dude a complete weirdo this season. This dude stole her engagement ring, laying on her trying to make people think they're a couple. He was hacking her laptop. This is weird. This is straight weirdo behavior, man. And let's not forget this dude cheated not once, not twice, but 3 times. Please stop it. Please. We ain't never gotta talk no more, bro. Season 5 is dumpster juice, and there's no other way to put it. Get it out of here. Just go away, please. And that sums up the Secret Life season tier list, man. I have no regrets in this ranking. If y'all got an issue with it, say something in the comments. Other than that, y'all can go watch my other Secret Life video where I break down the story and even rewrite parts of season 3 to 5.